when I was very young, I saw the film Fantasia with my family, and I think I was 3 years old, and I was just sort of blown away. What is this stuff? And so classical music, orchestral classical music, was my first musical experience. So I grew up studying classical music, falling in love with Beethoven and Mozart, Rachmaninoff, Chopin. When I was a teenager, in my early teens, I discovered the blues and fell hard for blues piano. And that was really my first musical love as a young adult. And one day I went into a music store buying cassettes in those days. And there was this tiny little blues section in the store. And I think Oscar Peterson's Night Train album had been accidentally filed in the blues section. My habit back then was just to go to the blues section and buy everything that they had. So I bought it all, and I went home and put on this album, Night Train. What is this? What is this guy doing? Oh my God, it's like blues times a million. I think I could still probably play half of that album note for note. I'm fortunate in that I have the opportunity to play with a lot of different artists, and living in a city like Toronto, I'm able to play with a lot of different artists who come from a lot of different places, a lot of different countries, a lot of different cultures. So I'm constantly getting to play all kinds of different kinds of music, and not just sort of imitations of this kind of music. I play Cuban music with Cuban artists, and Brazilian music with Brazilian artists, and etc. It also fits in with everything that I have always loved about music, which is that music for me has been a way in to other cultures, other countries, other places. Getting to play all these different styles of music has been an amazing thing, and something that I think is priceless in my development as a musician, because every style of music I play helps the other styles of music that I play. Playing Cuban music helps me to have a better rhythmic sense when I'm playing jazz. Playing calypso helps me to internalize the Cuban rhythms. It all sort of feeds into each other, and music is one big world, but it's expressed differently everywhere. I think you can hear that the influences are there. I mean, we are the sum of our experiences, right? So the music I play is classical and jazz and rock and Brazil and Cuba and India and Venezuela all sort of rolled up together. Sometimes it's hard to even figure out where things came from. The action of the FP series is the closest thing, in my opinion, that I've found to imitating an acoustic grand piano. Action preference is a very personal thing, but for me, the Roland FP series is the closest that I can get to feeling like I'm playing my grand piano at home. My Roland FP90 is my go-to keyboard. For that, it was a FP4, and I still love my FP4, and I love my FP90. This piano's action felt very familiar to me. Having an FP90 at home that I'm playing pretty regularly, I was able to just sort of slide in and play without a lot of adjustment to get used to the action. If I have a piece of advice for musicians in this time, I think it would be to try to take this opportunity to rediscover why you became a musician. Rediscover that love, that spark that made you want to do this? This could be a nice opportunity for us to take some time, just take a look inside, to just take a breath.